Alright, so this week's assignment is intended to help you begin to think about the courses you will take depending on the major and, of course, the college or university or technical program that you decide to attend. So this is something that is typically done for you in some form or another. So when I was an EKU student, there was a program called DegreeWorks that mapped everything out for you, kind of like this. I'm sure regardless of the institution you choose, they'll have some similar layout. But I thought this would be a good idea, seeing as some of you are about to register for your courses, and this year I imagine that the registration process, the advising process will all be online. So it's a good idea to really understand what you're signing up for, what courses you will need to take for your program, but also just to graduate in general, and also begin to look at what classes you've completed through dual credit and what courses you still will need to complete. Sometimes you'll be paired up with a really awesome advisor who knows what they're talking about and can help you out a lot, but sometimes your advisor may not be the most helpful or the most involved. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it, and so if that's the case, you really need to know how to take ownership of your, I guess you could call it curriculum map or program map, and be able to understand what it is you're looking at and, what's expected of you within your program and what's expected to graduate. So I also realize that not everyone is at this point yet. I know obviously I have a couple rising juniors and rising seniors, but this is always good to start thinking about. If you map out a program of study and realize that the courses don't sound interesting, or it just doesn't, seem feasible for you, then, that's awesome to know ahead of time, because that means you're not going to waste time trying to work through a program that really isn't a fit for you. So this is the layout I have created for you. I'll walk you through it, and then I'll also show you my example and how I found all the information for my example curriculum map. So the first thing you'll need to do is fill in this top portion. So the college, university, or technical program you plan to attend, the major you have selected, which if you haven't selected a major yet, you are going to select one that's on your list of maybes. The degree you will pursue within or as a result of that program, the number of years that will take, and the credit hours needed to graduate for that specific program. I have set it up as if it is a 4-year program, so you'll see year 1, semester 1, year 2, semester 2, year 2, semester 1, year 2, semester 2, all the way through year 4. Within these tables, you have space for a course title, credit hours for each course, and a brief course description, which in my example, I use the course number here, and then the course title as the description, which I'll show you in just a second. As you fill in the credit hours, this box will fill automatically, so you don't have to do any adding or any math. I also have, if you scroll to the side, your college or university or technical program general graduation requirements. These are the things that are required of each student regardless of their program. And then I have the Gen Ed requirements. So these are the general education courses that will be required at your college or university or technical program. Not all technical programs are going to have Gen Eds, but there are definitely some that have you take some general education courses as part of your technical degree or certification. So, this is a lot of information. It takes a little bit of time. That's why this is going to be your only assignment for the week. I want you to really invest in this assignment. Like I said, I think it can really be useful, especially, like I said earlier, if you're still undecided about a major and you map it out and you may see if it still seems like a good fit or maybe not. So, for my students who are rising juniors and rising seniors, you may have decided on this. You may have decided on this a long time ago, but you may still be completely undecided, and that's totally fine because you have plenty of time. So what you will do for this assignment is just choose a college or university or technical program that you've been maybe thinking about or had your eye on, and the same thing for the major and degree. Just thinking about the major, that sounds most interesting to you right now, or the major you think you may want to pursue, and go with that. Obviously, none of this is permanent. So, I'm going to show you my example and where I got all the information, and hopefully that will help you with yours. So here is my example. It is labeled example. You just have to click into the sheet. So I tried to choose one that's slightly more obscure that maybe not many of you know about or would have selected. So I chose EKU, the major anthropology. The degree program is a Bachelor of Arts. So you have Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, you have associate's degrees. There's all different kinds of degrees. So the major is independent of the degree. They're two different things. So Bachelor of Arts, that's a 4-year program, and you would need 120 credit hours to graduate for that program. How I found that, so I went to Google, I typed in EKU course catalog, I selected the course catalog. I'll show you how I did that. And then I just selected the most recent. Now they do update these every year. So here's the first page. I just already scrolled to the page I needed. As you'll see, you may have to search for your program of study because they have them all listed in this document. Okay, so here is the Anthropology Bachelor of Arts framework here. So all I did to get started was transfer this information into my Google Sheet. So ASO 100, 1 credit hour, ANT 120, 3 credit hours. I just type that right in, and like I said, the hours will add automatically as you go. And then at the very bottom, I have like a total tally that's going. So this document only has the course number. So in order to find a little bit more description, I went to EKU's site and just looked at the anthropology program, and it has in this document it has the actual course titles. And it actually has, if you keep scrolling, it has like a legitimate course description for each course. But for the course description, I just used the legitimate title, and that's fine. Now, everywhere there's Gen Eds, for most of them I just left blank for now. And then you'll see there's also spaces for free electives. Free electives are different from Gen Ed courses. Free electives are literally your choice, but you really want to choose, or most of the time, you want to choose courses that still apply to your major, or courses towards a minor, or courses that somehow like bolster your resume. I mean, it's fine to do a couple like that just interest you, but ultimately you want to contribute to, whatever your end goal may be, which may be some kind of graduate school, or if you're entering the workforce, courses that may help you with your future career. So for the Gen Eds, I just found the EKU General Education requirements, or the graduation requirements, sorry. So you need 36 hours of general education courses, or 36 credit hours. That's only 12 courses, not 36 courses. 1 credit hour from a student success seminar, 1 writing intensive course, which would be a course with a W, and upper division courses. So of the 120 hours, 42 of those credit hours should be upper division throughout your program, and those would be 300 plus level. And then over here, I mapped out the general ed requirements for EKU. The formatting I used, here's the formatting on your copy. You may need to adjust the formatting for these two tables depending on the college or university that you choose. That's totally fine. If you need help with formatting, just let me know. But you can, if you even need to, you can like delete these and create your own two tables, just however you need to set those up. But for EKU, if you're using EKU, here's, the two tables you would need. This doesn't really change depending on the program. This is pretty set. But you'll see you have communication, quantitative reasoning, which is essentially math or statistics, arts, humanities, natural sciences, social and behavioral science, diversity of perspectives and experiences, which is culture, language, religion courses. So within these categories, you just need 1 course unless otherwise noted. So you would need 2 natural science courses and 2 culture, language, or religion courses. And all of these together would add up to the 12 courses in the graduation requirements. So if your program description just has Gen Ed, I want you to go ahead and map out or fill in, what Gen Ed you could take in that place. And then once you've done that, now free electives, you can just leave that, as free elective, because that'll take a little bit more exploration later on as far as what class you might want to fill that elective. And you may choose a minor, which would fill in those courses as well. But the last thing I want you to do once you fill this out is highlight the courses that you've already completed. So I just pretended, which I did take 101 and 102 before college, but I just want you to highlight those that you've already completed. Now, obviously if you have 15 plus hours, it's not necessarily going to take you 4 years to graduate. So just fill it in as it's laid out, and then later on you could begin to adjust this to demonstrate what your program map may look like with the hours you already have. Because in that case, you could probably graduate, a semester or two early.